Welcome to the Bushido gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to my replay for the RBY OU Global for on Pokemon Showdown. So before I actually dive into this replay, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino, and check out my Smogon profile. All those links will be down in the descriptiones. So also, I'm trying to reach 300 subs before the summer ends, so I would appreciate it if you guys can help me reach that goal. And yeah, so for round one, game one, I'm playing against ToastedBunzzz. In case you don't know how this tournament works, it's basically a best of 3, and it goes by rounds as well. So if you win your first set and your second set, then you can move on to round 2. If you win the first game, but you lose the second game, but then you win. Wait, no. If you win the first set, but then you lose the second set, then you have a tiebreaker, and vice versa. So so yeah. So we had a best of 3. But unfortunately, the game I have right here is actually game 2. Game 1, I had to forfeit because some stuff was going on, so I had to just quit the game, and I just let my opponent have the win. So he's up 1. I have to beat him for this game, and if I can beat him for this game, then I have game 3. And if I can beat him for game 3, then I can move on to round 2. So without further ado, let's dive into this replay. So turn 1, I lead with Zapdos as he leads with Starmie. So actually, there's not much to really say about the lead. It's just that I have a pretty good lead in terms of like type advantage, because I could just Thunderbolt him or I could T-Wave, predicting his Chansey or whatever could come in. But my opponent actually just hard switches, and I'm just like, what? Okay. So I get the T-Wave off on that Chansey, which is cool. He goes for T-Wave on my Rhydon, but I say, no, 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 not in my house. And then he brings in Eggy as I go for the Body Slam, and I don't get a parry there yet, but he goes for the Double Edge. Now, I was surprised when he went for Double Edge. I was expecting a Psychic or even a Sleep Powder, but this man said, I'm going to get some damage, and it didn't really help him that much. But still, we got some chip on that Eggy, which is pretty nice. So we're going to be able to Body Slam him again, and we're also, oh, we don't get the parry yet. Hold up. We don't get the parry. I think we get it right here, though. We get the parry right there. Yeah, we get the parry right there. But unfortunately, Rhydon cannot kill that Executor at the range it's at. If I had like Hyper Beam, that probably would have killed it, but unfortunately my Rhydon does not have that in his repertoire. So he's going to go for the Sleep Powder on the switching, which was a great play. Now he brings in Starmie as I go for the Drill Peck, so he's going to catch that. Now I switch out and go into Chansey on T-Wave, as he actually goes for the Blizzard. So he wanted to freeze or something, but didn't get it. He goes Eggy as I go for the T-Wave, but now I can kill him off with the Ice Beam, and that is a dead Eggy, and we love to see dead Eggies. So he brings in Chansey, as I can just go into Rhydon predicting T-Wave, but he goes for the Beam, which was a really good plan on his part predicting it, so I gotta give him credit for that. I go Lax, as Lax can just pressure everything. He brings in the Gengar, which was a great plan on his part to scout for the normal move. So I bring in Chansey as he goes for the Nightshade. I was really thinking that he would go for like Hypnosis right there, which is why I made the play I did, because my Chansey is actually like dual. I think this one might be dual status, so it has Sing as well. So I was okay with my sleeper getting put to sleep. But he brings in the Chansey as I go for the T-Wave, so that's fine with me. I go for the Softball to keep my Chansey healthy as he goes for the Ice Beam, because this man really wants that freeze, but I'm not letting him get it. And also I do have an Ice type in the back, so I don't have to worry about getting frozen. Speaking of my Ice type, there it is, Articuno, and we take those. So we can switch out, go Chansey as he goes for T-Wave. And we're just going to try to apply some pressure to him. He goes into the Lax as I go for the Ice Beam, so I get some chip on that Lax, which is great. I go into my own Lax as he goes for the Body Slam. So my Lax is actually a 3-attack Lax with Reflect. So he goes into the he's actually going to set up with this Lax, which is interesting. I go for the Body Slam, I get some damage on that Lax, but now I'm kind of forced to boom. So I boom and I actually win the speed tie, and that is a dead Lax. So 2 Laxes being dead is actually pretty, well, I mean, his Lax being gone is pretty good for me, and it also opens up for my bird. So that's kind of what I wanted. So I'm actually glad that I kind of boomed on his Lax before I could actually get some setup off. Again, I'm kind of applying the knowledge that I had from ADV into this, because what you want to do with Lax or just any explosion mon is that you always want to boom on a mon that can set up. So if this is gonna set up, you have to go for the boom. It's like guaranteed, in my opinion. But again, that's just what I think. But I bring in Tauros now, as I can try to force him out, but he actually goes for the Hypnosis instead, so he was willing to risk the speed tie, which I was just like, why? I go Tauros, and I'm going to pressure him, and I go for the Earthquake thinking he switched, but he did not switch. He said, I'm just going to stay in here, so he stayed in. I would go for the hyper beam, and I don't kill the Starmie. The roll, the roll on that Starmie was insanely close. Like, let me show you the roll real quick. Let me show you the roll. I don't know if you could actually see the calc, but I'll just show it to you. Let me see. Tauros. I can't spell Tauros. Oh, wait, Tauros is already here. Tauros versus Starmie. He was at 63%. So hyper beam did 55 to 65%. So I do believe that he was. Wait a minute. Let me go back real quick. Yeah, on the switch into the end of that. Okay, never mind. He was out of range, so it didn't matter. I probably should have went for the body slam instead, but yeah, that was actually a misplay on my part going for the beam. Beam was never gonna kill at that range. Hold up, I'm tripping. Yeah, beam was never gonna kill at that range, so I should have just went for the body slam and just kept going for it. But that was just my immature play going for that hyper beam. So we're not gonna kill the Starmie, and he's gonna be able to psychic me and, you know, wear me down a little bit, especially get that special drop too. So I'm forced to switch out. Well, actually no, I switched. Okay. Let me talk about this play. Let me talk about this play. Okay, so he was in a position where he was forced to either attack me, or he could go into well, pretty much he was forced to attack me. Like, I don't know why he switched there. Like, it was very free for him to do it, but I was assuming that he was either predicting me to stay in, or maybe he was predicting me to switch out and go into Chansey. I'm not too sure why he stayed in like that, or why he switched out like that, but again, if I was in his position, I would have just attacked this Tauros instead of just predicting anything, because Psychic just hits everything else on the team anyway. So that was kind of a weird play on his part. I wouldn't have made that play personally, but he brought the Gengar in. So yeah, I went for the hyper beam in case he wanted to maybe predict me to go into any of my special attackers, which is why I went for the hyper beam on Chansey coming in. But I guess the Gengar play is mid ground, so unfortunately I don't get the beam off, and I have to go Chansey now as he goes for the T-Bolt, and T-Bolt doesn't do very much to me. He goes Chansey now, as I'm gonna go back into Tauros and keep putting the pressure on him. He goes for the Gengar, but I think I went Earthquake, but you know, I didn't get it off. But now I get it off here, and that is great. That Gengar is weakened. He goes Tauros right now, as I can bring in Chansey, and now he goes for the body slam, and I'm just like, okay. So I get the T-Wave off on that Tauros, which is great. I'm guessing he was trying to go for like a crit or something, but unfortunately didn't get it. But getting this paralyzed is perfect, because now this means that Articuno is going to threaten him immensely, especially because I can just agility up right here, and I'll be able to outspeed this whole team now. So yeah, I go for the Blizzard. Blizzard does a good chunk to the Chansey. I get the pair as well, so now it's in beam range. So I do go for the beam, but he goes in the Gengar. But I only have, like, 6 more of these left. Now I have 6 more of these. So now the Chansey is going to die to another Blizzard, and that is pretty much going to be game 1. Because Articuno just sweeps, because Blizzard will kill that off. Crit did not matter. It was always going to drop, and that's going to be the game for game 1. So or game 2 technically. But yeah. Again, my game plan for this, as his team was starting to show itself, was pretty much to try to win with either Articuno or Zapdos. Like, he had no immunity. He had no, like, if he had a Rhydon, then I would have had some trouble with it. But because he didn't have a Rhydon, then I literally could have just ran through him with both of these two, which I pretty much did. But yeah, like, these two together, they're great. They're really good sweepers in the late game. So don't sleep on the birds. The birds are fantastic, especially in a tournament game. But not Zapdos. Articuno is favored more because Blizzard just hits everything. So yeah, Articuno just clutches it out for me for the game 1. But again game 2. But yeah, again, that was pretty much my game plan with the Articuno. So that is going to be game 1. So I will be right back with game 2. And game 2, I'm gonna let y'all know, game 2 is a long one. It's a very long one. So I'm gonna be diagnosing like every part of the game. So yeah, give me a second. Hi there, I'm back. So this is game 2. So game 2, like I said previously, this was a very long one. The team I have is a little bit bulkier than the offensive team I had with the 2 birds. Again, Articuno and Zapdos. So this one is a little bit of a longer one. So yeah, let's dive in. Hope you guys are ready. So Turn 1, I lead with Starmie as he leads with his own Starmie. He's going to predict my T-Wave as I do go for it. So I'm going to T-Wave the Chansey. So I'm going to go into my own Chansey to catch his own T-Wave, but he goes for the Sing on my Chansey. But he misses though, so I'm going to toss him down as he goes for the Ice Beam to get some chip on me. I'm going to toss him again as he's going to get paralyzed right here. So now that I've weakened his Chansey a little bit, I can go into Snorlax right now and start pressuring him as he gets paralyzed. So he brings in the Cloyster to catch the Body Slam as I go for it. Get a little bit of chip on that. He's going to go for the Clamp as I do go into my Chansey to take the Clamp. So he's going to go for it about three turns. But on the last turn, I'm going to switch out and go right into my Lax. So I bring in the Snorlax now on the last one because I was not going to stay in there. He's going to go back in the Cloyster as I go for the Body Slam, and I catch him, and I get the para on him. So this is a great turn of events so far. Unfortunately, he rests though, so that kind of, dampens it a little bit. So I'm going to waste some Body Slams here and go for it, just to try to get the Cloyster paralyzed again. Granted, he's already slow because in Gen 1, in case you didn't know, if the Pokemon that's already paralyzed goes for rest, it's still going to be slower, even if it is paralyzed. Or, if the Pokemon that's paralyzed goes for rest, it's still going to be slower anyway. So yeah, just some little knowledge for you. He's going to miss that Clamp there as I go for the Body Slam again, and guess what? I get the para there, but guess what? He rests there. So, things are not going too well for me in terms of, getting damage off on things that need to get, weakened. So I'm going to go for it again, and he's going to wake up again. I go for the Body Slam again to get another para, and guess what? I do get another para, but guess what? Again, he gets the rest off again, so you know what that means, right? I'm going to switch and go into Starmie because I wasted about 8 Body Slams, so I have to go for the Thunderbolt to try and pressure him to see if he stays in, but he goes Chansey instead, making the right play. I go Eggy as he's going to get the Sing off and just going to put my Eggy to sleep. So this is actually bad with this getting put to sleep. I should have actually went Chansey instead of letting my Eggy get put to sleep, because Eggy would have actually been great because it actually would have pressured the Cloyster since it's put to sleep already, and he would have had like 1 turn left, and then I still could have just Psychic it down and just weakened it as much as possible. So letting my own sleeper get put to sleep is kind of not the best. I really should have went Chansey instead, but Chansey I think was still useful, which is like I really wanted to catch it with the T-Wave. Like if my Chansey was T-Waved, then I could have catch sleep, and then I could have, been able to do some stuff with Eggy. But with my Eggy being put to sleep, I'm going to let you know it's going to be useless throughout the rest of the game. So he's going to go for the Ice Beam. No freeze, thankfully. I go into Moltres now to expect him to switch and go into something else, but he goes into the Lax. I miss my Fire Spin, and he gets the para on my Moltres. So my Moltres is useless too, because I'm not going to break through, even though I want to, but I'm going to go for the Agility. I'm going to outspeed the Lax now, but guess what? I get paralyzed, and my Moltres is dead now. So that's just perfect, and I miss Fire Spin. So Moltres literally came in here to die. That's all it did. It just came in here to just say, hey, I'm gonna die. So yeah, my Moltres was actually very good here, matchup wise. Like, just again from what he's shown so far, it actually would have put in a lot of work. It definitely would have toasted that Cloyster, and I would have put the Chansey into Hyper Beam range, and I could have also spinned down the Starmie and weakened it a little bit more, and then put it in a Hyper Beam range. So yeah, this getting paralyzed was probably the worst thing that could have happened. So yeah, Moltres is pretty much useless for the rest of the game. So I go into Chansey now as he goes for the Thunderbolt, and no para yet. He goes into Chansey as I go for the Toss, expecting the Chansey to come in. So I go into Lax now as he's going to go for the Soft Boil, so I'm going to try and pressure him with my Lax. I'm going to go Moltres now, expecting him to go into Lax right here, which he did. I go back into my own Lax as he goes for the Body Slam again. Don't really know why I went into Moltres there. I probably should have just sacked it because it really wasn't going to do anything. It's already low and I don't have recovery for it, so I probably should have just sacked it there. And I could have just had a free switch into Lax, so that was kind of my fault. I get the Reflect off though, as he's going to Body Slam me down. But I'm going to go for the Body Slam back. Actually, I'm going to Ice Beam because I have Ice Beam on this. So I'm running, a more defensively oriented Lax without, Explosion on it. So I'm going to Ice Beam it down as he's going to go for the Body Slam. But I'm going to get my rest off here. And now, unfortunately, he can get a free switch in the Cloyster, which he is going to take advantage of. So he's going to get that free switch and also wake up next turn. So I'm able to bring in my Starmie now on the turn he wakes up. But I go Tauros, expecting the Chansey, which he does bring Chansey in. And now I'm going to put some pressure on him with the Body Slam. But unfortunately, well, actually, no, he didn't get paralyzed there. But he went Starmie right there. As I go for the Body Slam this time, and I do get some chip on that. And I'm also going to paralyze the Starmie too. Go for the Beam, but guess what? It doesn't kill, though. It doesn't kill. I didn't learn my lesson last time. It's not going to kill. If it's less than 68%, it's going to kill. But if it's not, then, well, it's not going to kill. It's never going to kill. Actually, 68% isn't even accurate. If it's less than 65%, then Starmie will die to a Hyper Beam from Tauros. That will happen. But Sometimes it will happen. That's the highest roll. So again, I keep trying to go off that roll, and I didn't pay attention to that roll. If I paid attention to the roll, then I could have prevented this. Honestly, like, I'm kind of mad at myself for how I played so, like, aimlessly with my Tauros. Like, I literally just said, I'm going to go for the Hyper Beam and just do something. Like, Tauros is too important for it to just be, like, just be played like this. You got to play it, like, more, you got to play it safe. Because if it gets T-Waved, it's useless the whole game. If it gets burned, it's actually useless the entire game. A paralyzed Tauros has more use than a burned Tauros, in my opinion. But yeah, this getting the pair off on my Tauros is actually bad, because of course he has his own Tauros, because you can't run a good RBY team without having a normal core. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, my Tauros getting paralyzed is probably the worst thing that happened in this game. Well, actually no, this was the worst thing that happened. My Moltres getting, you know, paralyzed there. So he's gonna go into Cloister as I go for the body slam, and I get a crit on him. No para that time though. I go into Eggy, and now I'm just hoping that Eggy can wake up. If Eggy can wake up, then that's gonna be perfect for me. He goes into Tauros there, and he's gonna reveal a Fire Blast. I don't know why people are running Fire Blast Tauros. Like, that doesn't make too much sense to me. Like, I prefer Body Slam, Blizzard, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam because that just covers the entire tier. But Fire Blast just feels so odd to run. Actually, he had like dual. He had like Blizzard. I mean, he had Fire Blast and Blizzard, which I really didn't understand. Like, Fire Blast doesn't do that much. Like, Body Slam does a lot more, in my opinion, to Eggy than Fire Blast in general. So I didn't really understand that. But yeah, my Eggy getting worn down is kind of bad, because again, like I said, it actually could have been useful here. Like, Psychic would have just messed him up, and half his team is paralyzed, or like status at least. So I definitely had outs for this, but I just did not take advantage of it. And also, you know, I'm put to sleep too, so now I sack the Moltres because I'm just like, I don't need this Mon. I'm gonna go into Starmie now to try and paralyze him, or, you know, force him out. So I'm expecting the Chansey, and here it comes. So I go for the Body Slam again, just to get some damage on that Lax, as it's gonna get critted on. I go into Eggy now, and she's gonna go for the Reflect. I was so confused why he did that. I don't know why he went for the Reflect there. Well, I mean, for one, I didn't want to outspeed it because of course I'm paralyzed, but I was expecting a rest, which is why I made the play I did. But he never showed rest until like later on in the match, so I was very confused by that. Like the fact he actually went for the Reflect right there. Like, I was thinking two things. I was thinking that either he didn't have rest on his Lax, or he was literally just like 3-attack Lax with Reflect, like the one I had previously, or the one I used last game. But here, he's something else. He's something else. But yeah, my Eggy being put to sleep is literally the worst thing that could have happened. Again, next to Moltres getting paralyzed, and I'm not even gonna wake up. So I'm gonna wake up on the last turn, but it won't even matter. And my Eggy is dead now, so I can't Psychic through anything. I can't really wear down anything, and I can't boom on anything because my Eggy's dead. So pretty much all of my offensive mons are dead besides Tauros and Starmie, which I still have some outs with. But then he brings in Jolteon, and I'm just like, okay, this is probably gonna be an L now, because my Chansey's weakened, and he definitely has double kick because he needs something to deal with my Chansey. Thunderbolt's going to do a lot to my Tauros as well, and also it outspeeds the rest of my team too. So this being here is terrible. Just terrible. I go for the Blizzard as he brings it in. Now he goes for the double kick. He went double kick predicting my Chansey switching, so that was a good prediction on his part, but I literally had to go off him doing that, so that's why I went for the T-Wave. So I'm gonna be able to T-Wave that Jolteon, and now it's gonna be paralyzed, which is great for me. Now I go into Chansey as he's gonna go for the T-Wave here, and now I need to go for the Reflect, but he's gonna, you know, like break through and get a crit right there, so that's perfect for him. So I do get my Reflect, but I'm just like, it's not even worth it now. Unfortunately, he gets paralyzed, so now I'm gonna have a safe Chansey, and Chansey is literally gonna try and carry me. At this point, Chansey's still pretty like dangerous because one is paralyzed, so I don't have to worry about getting put to sleep, and two, I can still toss things down as they're all getting worn down. As you can see, his team is getting very, very worn down. The healthiest mon in his team is Tauros, but since I'm Reflect Chansey, it's not going to be able to kill me unless he gets a crit, which is very possible since Tauros is a lot faster than me, especially with my Chansey being paralyzed. But yeah, I'm going to go Tauros here, expecting him to switch, but he did not switch, and I was so confused by that. Like, if you want to kill me, you should go Tauros or something. Well, not go Tauros, but you should go maybe like Cloister or something. Cloister's already paralyzed and it's already like already has rest or whatever, so it could still like pressure me. But he decided to just go for the kick anyway, and I was just so confused by that. The fact he went kick so aimlessly, like, it kind of tells me that either he had rest on that Jolteon too, or something, but I was so confused by that. Like, it didn't really make too much sense to me, but yeah, my Tauros getting weakened is bad, like very bad. So he's gonna bring in the Cloister now as I go for the Hyper Beam and miss. Hyper Beam was never gonna kill from that range unless I got a crit, and so yeah, definitely a misplay on my part, but also Hyper Beam did kill in case he wanted to go for a Thunderbolt on me. So I was going off on that since he wanted to stay in so aimlessly. But yeah, I'm going to switch out now and go into Chansey as he goes for the Blizzard. Gets a decent chunk on me. Not really, not too much. I'm going to go into Tauros, but he stays in anyway, so he's going to catch me on all my switch-ins. So it's a good play. It's a good, like, he's pretty much playing off my switch-ins, which again, that makes sense because I've been switching quite a lot this entire game, so he's just going to play off that. So I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, my Chansey's going to get worn down even more. And now I have to really try to get something going. So I'm okay with this getting trapped in. I'm going to switch now into Tauros on the last clamp as he's going to stay in now. I get the damage off on with Body Slam. I get the parry there, which is great. So I can kill him with Beam. As I do go for the Beam and he sacks the Starmie. So that's great on his part. Great that I actually got rid of the Starmie. Now I can go in the lax here as he's going to go for the Body Slam, doing a decent chunk to me. I'm going to wake up on the following turn, and I can get off my rest here, or my reflect, but I'm actually going to go into Starmie in case he wanted to go for the Beam, but he goes for the Body Slam and catches me. I get the T-Wave off, and that's going to be a paralyzed Tauros. So this is actually good. It's bad that my Starmies did because I can't even pressure the Cloister now, not even the Jolteon, so that's kind of why I wanted to make sure that Starmie didn't get paralyzed, because if Starmie, you know, was healthy and didn't get paralyzed, then literally it could have done a lot of work here. Like the Jolteon being paralyzed, the Cloister being low, the Chansey being low. Like my game plan was to make sure that this was not gonna die, but unfortunately that does not go the way I wanted it to, and the crit, you know, just says otherwise. So I'm gonna get the reflect off as he goes for the Blizzard. As you notice, I do have reflect. He was never gonna go for the Hyper Beam there. I go for the Body Slam. He's gonna really try and get that freeze, but he's not gonna get it. I'm gonna rest here as he goes in the lax on my prediction. So that was a great play on his part, predicting that. Had I gone for the Body Slam on the switch in, well, one, it still would have been close. 'Cause I think the roll against lax is like a defense. I think the roll against lax is like, it's like even. I don't think it kills opposing lax. Let's see. Okay, no. Wait, hold up. Yeah. No, it was a roll actually. It was a roll. So if I could have went for it. But I was just way too low, and I was really starting to think that he would want to play off that, you know, would try to like still hit me, because he still had the opportunity to do it. I guess maybe he didn't want to risk a crit, which is why he switched out right there. But yeah, I could have went for the Body Slam on the switch in, but I just wanted to keep my lax healthy, so that's why I made the play I did. So now he's going to switch into Cloister as I'm going to get my my sleep off. I'm going to go into Chansey as he's going to get paralyzed right there. So now he's going to get the rest off, which is pretty bad for me. But now what I have to do is just toss him down. I only have about 28 of these tosses, so I have to keep them, you know, as I have to make sure that I don't use all of them, because it's going to come to a point where Chansey is going to be like pretty important. Because as you can see, all I have left is my normal core. So I can't boom with anything, and yeah, I can't boom with anything, so I can't really put pressure on any of his defensive mons like I want to. So I have to try and play with Chansey and my reflect Snorlax to try to get something out of the way. So that's what I'm going to try and do throughout these turn of events. So he's going to get the soft bolt off with the Chansey. I'm going to go for the Body Slam as I get a crit, and he's going to kill me with the Ice Beam. So that sucks a lot, but I had no other option. I literally had to go for the damage. Beam was never going to kill from that range. I can show you the calc right now. Tauros is never going to kill a Chansey from full with Beam unless it gets a crit. That's the only way it could actually kill that. So let me show you the calc real quick. I almost put Blissey in there. Chansey with Reflect. Yeah, Beam only does 62 to 73%. So I was never going to kill that. Now, if I got a crit, it always killed. So I could have went off that. Oh wait, hold up. I could have went off that, but I just felt like it wasn't, you know, the right moment. And also, you know, Cloister was still healthy too, so it could take 2 beams. And it would still outspeed me too. So losing my Tauros was definitely bad. Like this was just horrible. This was just a horrible turn of events. Again, this happened because my Moltres died and my Eggy died. If those two were still around, then I definitely could have got something going. But unfortunately, my Tauros is dead, and I have to rely on my defensive mons. Luckily, one of them is going to wake up, but he's going to, break out of para. And I got to go for the body slam, as he's going to get the T-Wave off, and that is going to be my parried Lax. So now I can go on the Jolteon as I go for the body slam. I get a good chunk of damage on that Jolteon. Goes for the Thunderbolt instead of the double kick. He's going to get the para right there. And he's going to do it again. Gets a crit. And the para. So you know what that means, right? That means my Lax loses. That's what that means. My Lax is dead and useless this whole game. Or the rest of the game. So yeah, he's gonna, be able to break through and double kick me, and that's pretty much the game. I already said GG because there's no point in trying to even come out of this. Chansey has like some outs, so I'm actually gonna try and, like struggle with Chansey a little bit. Chansey actually, like, no cap, Chansey actually almost had it. Like, it came down to his own Chansey. Well, technically it came down to these two being left, but that's kind of how it went down. Again, that crit definitely sucked a lot. Like a ton. If you didn't get that crit right there, then my Lax would still be healthy, and I could still pressure him. My Lax also had a decent chunk of body slams left, so with body slam plus toss, I could still break through him. And I also still have chances to paralyze his Cloyster as well, and I can still wear down his Chansey since he's not Reflect Chansey. So I had several outs here. I had several outs, but the game said we're gonna take all those away from you, and you're gonna lose the game. So yeah, this is Gen 1 at its finest. So like I said, I'm just going to try and struggle through this. So I'm just going to reflect here. He's going to get paralyzed. I'm going to get the toss off. He's going to go into Chansey, get the soft bullet off. I'm going to get paralyzed again. Going to get paralyzed again. Going to get the soft bullet off. Going to go for the ice beam. Going to go for the T-Wave. Just try to catch something. He goes Tauros. Sorry about that. The recording got cut off for a quick second. But also the music's gone too. But anyways, this is what happened. So basically, like I said earlier, Chansey's just going to be able to toss through him. So I was able to knock out the Jolteon with toss, as you guys saw previously. But now, I'm able to actually get the toss off on the Tauros, and I'm now able to 1v1 it and pretty much 1v1 the Tauros. So yeah, he does go for the beam here though, and it's going to break through para, but I am able to toss it. And now this is where the game just becomes a turn of me trying to actually break through the Snorlax. Now I went for soft bullet here. This was actually a misplay. I should have went for the T-Wave, since he was always gonna attack me. So if I T-Waved it and then tossed it, then I had a higher chance of knocking it out. Then it would have just been these two, and it would have been a game between me trying to break through Chansey plus Cloyster, which was very possible. But again, I misplayed right there, going for the soft bullet and recovering instead of actually T-Waving the Lax. Again, if I T-Wave Lax, then this wouldn't have happened, and this Lax would be, not healthy. So now it's just going to be me tossing and him getting, like, crits with Body Slam and Earthquake. So I'm just going to skip those turns. So I toss. He reflects. I T-Wave. I T-Wave again, and he's going to get parried. I get parried. He gets parried. I get parried. I toss and miss. So that 1 out of 256 chance that only happens to me happened again. So you're going to see those often. You're going to see those very often in RBY. So he's going to, go for the reflect and just... So basically what he's trying to do at this point is just try to preserve his body slams and earthquakes, because he does have earthquake, by the way. Oh, there's a crit, by the way, with the body slam. So now I'm wasting my soft boils because of that crit. And because of that, I'm not going to be able to really 1v1 the Chansey like I wanted to initially. So after soft boiled again, try and keep it as healthy as I can. But again, the body slam is coming through. I again waste the turns, as he does reveal the earthquake finally. So it's just gonna be me getting paralyzed and trying to keep my Chansey healthy. He's gonna body slam me again. I'm gonna break through and soft boiled now, and he's going to go for the body slam again and just keep wearing me down to where I have 8, now 7 soft boils, and then he quits. Then he earthquake crits me. So there's that too, and then he's gonna do it again and again. And I toss, get parried. I get my soft bullet up, I get parried, I go for the T-Wave, and he goes for the Earthquake again, just going to keep doing that. Now he has like 4 of these body slams left and 9 more Earthquakes left, so I still have a shot in wearing him down, but my soft bullets are only down to 4, which means that this chance he can just ice beam me down, and there's really not much going for me. Also, he can just go right into Cloyster. He'll go into it soon, and he's just going to like drop it because he doesn't need it at this point, as he can pretty much just 1v1 me now, or the chance he can 1v1 me, since the Lax is going to just rest it the whole way through and just stall out my my seismic tosses as well. So So yeah, go for their flight again just to waste more turns. I actually get the T-Wave off this time, and I'm able to paralyze him there. But again, it's just going to be a struggle match where nothing really happens, and I just try to toss and hope he gets parried. He doesn't get parried, and he's going to rest that off, and he's just going to keep doing this. And then he finally switches on the following turn, I believe. I think when he gets like lower than this, he's going to switch out and go into the cloister. Might be wrong though, but I know, yeah, he's going to get the rest off, and then he switches afterwards. I get parried twice. I get the T-Wave off again. And again, nothing's really happening. I just keep tossing. Again, trying to get that para. Now he finally switches. He goes into the cloister now. I get my soft bullet up. I only have one more left. So, literally, again, I have to hope that I can still 1v1 this. But I get the T-Wave off now. And this time he goes for the boom. Boom does a lot. And he, forced me to recover. Well, now I'm forced to recover, but at this point I just say screw it because there's not much I can really do. He only has like 2 more of these left on each move, and he really wants to force me to recover, but at this point I just say screw it, take the game, and that's going to be the game, and that is GG. So again, this game came down to a lot of hacks on my side. Again, Tauros got messed up, Moltres and Eggy they all got messed up, and Lax as well at the end. So again, it literally just came down to hacks in the end game, pretty much. Again, it sucks, man. It really sucks. How the rate is in this meta. But yeah, again, my end goal, like the goal I wanted to have in this game was I really wanted Moltres and Eggy to do what they needed to do. Because again, Eggy could have been a great sweeper. Like, it literally just swept his whole team, especially with Starmie getting weakened. Like, it could have just hyper beamed and fire blasted his whole team. And spinned on it as well and just weakened everything. But again, the para sucks a lot on that Lax. I think I could have played around Lax a little bit better. I could have just, played my own Lax against his Lax, and maybe things would have went differently. But again, that's just the way this game goes. Also, I could have played, better with Eggy too. Like, I never should have let Eggy get put to sleep. At least in the position I was in. If I had him on that was paralyzed beforehand, then I could have done it. Then I could just pivot it around. But again, that did not go the way I wanted it to. And also, he was dual status Chansey too. So, I don't know. It was just tough. It was tough. It was very tough with this matchup. It was possible. It was very possible. Like the thing is that, again, with me giving up, or with me trying to still come back, even though I was down 1 mon, like, it's very possible. Like, this meta, like, anything can happen in RBY. Like, anything can happen. Like, Chansey literally had a shot at coming back here. It literally had a shot. Again, if he got paralyzed more chances than I did, or more times than I did, then Chansey literally could have just swept him. It actually could have swept him in the end game, which is insane and just says a lot about how this meta is. Like, literally anything can happen. Anything. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be that. So, that was my game, or my set 1 game against ToastedBunzzz. I'll give you guys my set 2 game soon. So again, just be on the lookout for that. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino, and check out my Smokearm profile. All those links will be down in the description. Take care. Hope you have a good one. Be safe. Wash your hands, and peace out.